Bro, it's hot. What's going on, guys? Dave, unmatched, Miami Real Estate. Today I'm going to be touring Miami World Center, which is one of the most important new neighborhoods in Miami. I'll be walking through, talking a little bit about the scenery, speaking about some of the buildings, some of the amenities. Enjoy. So one of the things that I love most about living in downtown Miami is this freebie service. It's called freebie because it's 100% free. They used to have golf carts, and now they have a fleet of Teslas that drive residents around within a given area. So it goes west, it goes north and south up to a certain point. And it's a great amenity within the neighborhood. All right, guys, so now I'm here in Miami World Center. Man, when you talk about the real estate market in Miami, the only way to describe it is active. You have two buildings actively coming up. Casa Gianni. When you talk about walkability, when you talk about, is this a walkable neighborhood? What is the walk score? Are there enough restaurants, cafes, barbershops, hair salons? Like, does this community and area have enough of what I need to literally not need a car? I would say the answer is yes. So by the way, right there behind me to my left, this is Flow House. So Flow, they have units that start, we're talking about studios that start at around $2,300 a month. It is a very small studio. You're talking about a 350 square foot studio. So it's pretty small, but you know, you can get into a high-rise condominium / apartment, fully renovated, brand new, you know, $2,300 a month in the middle of downtown Miami. That's pretty exciting. So anyway, so that's where we're at right now. So again, for me, the biggest criteria for me with neighborhoods, walkability. The second biggest criteria is safety. So how safe is the neighborhood? Is there a presence of security, police, what have you? One of the big things with Miami World Center, this $6 billion project, was creating more green space that wasn't just overly used by buildings. So for example, you know, they decided to put one of the largest Apple stores in Miami here in the center of Miami World Center, along with all this green space where people can kind of sit, walk. They could have easily made this another building, but they decided to ensure that it was not overly dense and not maximizing density at all times, which a lot of city governments like, and honestly respect that a developer will effectively sacrifice the sales or rentals of a unit for the ability to add an additional amenity to a neighborhood. So you have the Starbucks, Timelux, an underrated amenity that Miami World Center was really thoughtful about is the fact that this becomes a shaded area. Miami's hot, especially in the summer. When you have this shaded area, the trees, the buildings sort of acting as your shade, it really just adds to making this place easy to walk. Because walkability is one thing, but if it's too hot, nobody's walking. There's so much shaded area here, which makes it pretty easy. So again, just kind of vibes throughout. So this is actually the front of the Apple store. just see everywhere. You have buildings up top. You're literally 2 blocks away from Biscayne Boulevard, and you know, if I continue to walk down this way, I'm literally gonna run into the Kaseya Center, which is where the Miami Heat play. So really just got tons of options. And then over here, a lot of people don't actually know this, but Paramount Miami World Center has the most amenities in a residential building in the United States. You know, you're talking about 6 pools, tennis court, a full court basketball court, and then just having the amenities of the neighborhood really adds even more value. So what a lot of people don't realize is that this is literally attached to Paramount. So this is Paramount, and downstairs is Miami World Center and the mall itself. So it's essentially a mixed-use building, very common in Miami. Upstairs, residential, downstairs, retail. And then here, we got the new club studio, which recently got finalized and opened. I don't know how many thousand square feet it is, probably like 100,000 square feet. It's kind of like a Lifetime. And again, what I like about the neighborhood, restaurants, cafes, shops, hair salons, barbershops. You do not need a car if you live in this neighborhood, which makes it really worth the price when you think about the rentals. So in Paramount Miami World Center, to rent a standard condo, you're looking at around $5,000 per month is the median. So yeah, here goes club studio. It's really clean. Miami World Center. And it's just like kind of the view looking this way. So it's truly Alright, so what's my general assessment of Miami World Center? I think the safety is high. We see a lot of security. I think the future appreciation is pretty high. There's tons of buildings coming up. There's 0 parking. You can park in a parking garage, but you're kind of forced to park in a parking garage as opposed to hopefully having street parking. So that's a pain. The traffic could be better. It's extremely noisy. I have my noise cancellation headphones in and it's extremely noisy right now because of all the construction. So it's kind of a give and take. Here's another new construction building here. Gem Residences. This is a sales office, beautiful sales office, mixed use project. I call it mixed use. I don't know what they call it. It's just a residential project, to be honest. But what's interesting about it is how it's condominiums and apartments. So the first around 40 floors are apartments. So that means rental only. And then the top 15 additional floors are all condos with pretty decent view corridors. But anyway, this is the construction going on. They've already broken ground and it's pretty nice. So let's see the other parts. This is what I love about this neighborhood. They know good and well how hot Miami is. So if you don't have shaded areas, people will not walk. You can have 3,000 sidewalks, but if there's no shade, nobody's gonna walk. And that's why this is such a uniquely and intelligently designed project. You know, a lot of people don't realize this. Miami World Center is literally the second largest urban development project in the United States, only behind Hudson Yards in New York. So you're talking about a massive project, plus or minus $6 billion invested, 27 acres, spanning over 10 city blocks. And just like, they really thought through all of the design. So anyway, I'm just impressed by it. I really respect that they were able to get it done the way they were able to get it done. And, you know, it's one thing to see the renderings and kind of hope that they'll be able to execute on it. And then the other thing is to actually see the execution. The execution was flawless. Paramount Miami World Center. Again, I mentioned this already. It's one of the most amenitized buildings in the United States. I personally like it. Every amenity you can think of. But anyway, this is Miami World Center. I'm super curious what you guys think about it. Let me know in the comments if you've been here. Let me know what your experience has been. Again, safety, I'd say it's 10 out of 10. Community feel, they do some community type events. I've seen outdoor yoga. I've seen run clubs. So they have all the stuff that people like. I would say the biggest challenge that they have is noise. And hey man, it's a lucky day. $5. Bingo. So anyway, it's the biggest thing will be noise. There's zero parking. I mean, you're pretty close to everything, but even getting an Uber takes a little bit too long because it's just too congested. And then I would say traffic kind of stinks. All things being considered, it stinks. It's just too much, and it's a freaking Monday in the middle of the day. So anyway, Miami World Center. In terms of a rating of the entire neighborhood and the project itself, I would give it a 9. The only negative with Miami World Center is probably parking, traffic, and noise. I think the opportunity is pretty wide and clear. In the next 3 to 4 years, this is going to be one of the most important neighborhoods in all of Miami. The location, the proximity to the beach, the proximity to the airport, and then again, not really having to have a car with all the amenities that you need right downstairs or in your building. I think that's really the added benefit. So I'll give this neighborhood a 9 out of 10. You really can't compete with it for a lot of reasons. Let me know your thoughts about Miami World Center. I really want to hear if you've been here, if you live here, or if you have any questions about the rentals or the new construction projects that are here. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you on the next video.